Hey there, thanks again for tuning in. Again, Northwest Bat Hub, just talking a little bit more about the 2024 field data collection season using the field map and data collection summer. So I wanted to do just another video, a separate video specifically on managing maps for offline use in field maps. This is just a really critical component of kind of the data collection workflow. So you should experiment with offline maps and understand how they're implemented within the field maps application. And make sure that if there's any possibility that you will be going to a remote location that does not have cellular service, that you cache an offline map for that data collection. So yeah, just a couple things I'm going to try to go over. So yeah, caching maps and data for offline use in field maps, and then just try to hit on some best practices for using offline maps. Specifically, renaming your offline maps, go about updating offline maps. So with that, let's just dive right back into field maps. This is again my iPad. Field maps also runs on Android. It may look a little bit different on your Android tablet or phone, but essentially everything should apply. So again, I open I open my field maps application, and you can see this time with my 2024 field survey map, you can see that it says offline areas are there, one local edit. And so that's showing me that I am already using some offline maps. So now when I open that map, instead of it opening right up, it shows me that I have my online map, right? That's what I can use when I have data. But it shows me that I also have one current offline map that's showing a local edit, this one. And then I also have another marked right now, just area 3, that I downloaded for another field campaign in a different area. So let me show you what I think is a really good idea. So when you make an offline map, it's gonna just name it. It's just gonna give it a random name like area 3. So I think it's a really good practice to get into renaming them. So this could be for like doing Central Oregon sites. Something like a date of when you might have downloaded that map, and so I did it on the 5th, so 2024 June 5th. So that gives me now a name. I know when I downloaded it, that offline map, and cached it to my device, and that caches the imagery, the base map, and the data, and allows you to collect data within it. Okay. And so now I know when I go to my Central Oregon sites, this is what I want to open and collect data with, okay? And that'll make more sense. I'm going to show you now how to create a new one. So let's go on this main online map. Let's hit the 3 little dots and see that add offline area. So let's add an offline area. And see, it's going to auto name it area 5, and that's why we renamed it. And let's say this is for somewhere in Washington. Let's call it, and then it asks you for kind of a level of detail. Something like maybe streets or neighborhood I think is fine. So I think I've been using streets. And you can see that kind of gives me, that's the box, that's the area where I'm going to download the base map and all the attribute data. And I have to have that. That allows me to see the base map and also collect data in the field. And so I have to have that. And you can see you can change the size of that box. Really coarse, you could go all the way up to like counties or countries, but I think something like streets is going to be about right. But you might have to play with it, because the smaller you make those, the more detail you want, the bigger the base map and the longer it's going to take to download. So I know that I need to hit these sites. So let's just say download that area. And now there it is, that area 5. You can see that it's in the process of downloading, okay? So that's I'm going to let that do its thing. And you always want to do this when you have good cellular or you're connected to Wi-Fi before you go out in the field. So I'm going to let that do its thing. So the other thing I want to show you is, let's say, so this one up top is a great place to say, I already took this offline map, this guy here, into the field, collected some data. And now once I'm back, it's showing one local edit. Once I'm back in cell or connected to Wi-Fi, I need to come in and just hit this sync. I'm not going to do it right now because it's kind of bogus data for the sake of this video. So you hit sync. It should say, got it, uploaded those points I collected, and they've now been synced back to the servers that Esri uses, and us at the Northwest Bat Hub will get that data. So that's essential. That essentially backs up your data, commits that data. So getting back into cellular and hitting sync is a really key step. You never want to say, if you see local edits, you never want to remove that area, okay? Ever. That being said, the last thing I want to show you is how to update and make sure. So us at the Northwest Bat Hub, there's no doubt that we are going to be making changes to this map, to the main map, adding new data, maybe changing a field, maybe adding some photos to some of the sites to help crews find the sites again. And when that happens, what you need to do is you basically need to remove all of your cached offline maps and come back and say, update map. And we're going to go through that process. So let's say tomorrow I know I'm going in the field. So what I want to do, I want to make sure I have the most recent version of this 2024 main survey map, right? This is the map that we've shared with all of you. And so I'm going to go through, and you actually need to, this is what you need to do. You need to remove all your areas. I'm going to stop that. I think I can stop it and remove it. I can. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this main page. And now, what I need to do, let's check out opening it. What I need to do is I need to make sure I say reload map. That ensures that now I have any changes that the Northwest Bat Hub has made to that main map that you will receive, okay? And then now from there, I can go about adding offline maps and getting ready for my field campaign that's going to start tomorrow. And so that's just that kicker, is like before you hit the field, you want to make sure you have the most current version of the main map. And to do that, you really kind of need to, and your old offline maps won't have that. So you need to kind of boot all your old offline maps, make sure you get to a point where you can say, reload the map. Now you have the most recent edits from me. Now go about that process of adding new offline areas. Okay, I hope that helps. Maybe I'll need to make another video. Maybe it needs to be more clear, but that's the basic and some best practices of dealing with our offline maps in field maps. And I'd say just test it out and get the feel for it until you understand it. And reach out with any questions. Thanks all.